everybody. So here is a little demo of how you are going to create your rough draft once you've finished your Zentangle pattern worksheet, similar to this page. Now that I've picked my animal, I'm choosing this little birdie here. I'm going to go to my final draft paper, but I'm going to make my rough draft on that page first. So basically your rough draft and your final draft are going to end up being on the same page so that you don't have to recreate all the lines a second time and then trace them in marker a third time. You're going to just draw everything in your first draft with pencil, and then once you turn that project in, we are going to look at it, give you some feedback, let you know if you're ready to start adding the Sharpie over your pencil marks, or if you have to edit some of the things that you've already done and recreate some new sections. So for my example, I'm going to draw a little birdie. So I'm going to start with pencil first, and I'm going to create the contour line drawing. Now I had mentioned to get your design to show enough, you may have to add in some details. I'm drawing kind of heavy so that you can see better. And hopefully I don't run out of paper. But I also wanted you to make sure that when you're creating your animal or your insect, whatever it might be, that you are creating it on over 60% of the page, I would say. We want it to fill up the page, but it doesn't need to fill the entire space, but as much as possible. So here I have some wings, his body. I'm going to make the belly kind of more defined. So these are technically called, this outline part is my contour line for my Zentangle, and this is my frame, otherwise known as. And then inside these would be considered my ropes. And then in each one of these sections, I will do my tangles. So I'm going to divide his belly up a little bit more into a few more sections of the ropes so I can create a lot of variation in my tangles. I'm also going to make his eye here. And then I'm going to push my paper up a little bit. So here's what I have so far. It's a little off center, but that's okay. And then I'm going to bring in his feet here. And when I make his feet, I'm actually going to make them a shape as well so that I can go in and give him some designs on that as well. So the next thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to go through and I'm going to start, maybe I'll work with just his beak. Sorry for the wiggle. And in his beak, I'm going to go in and I'm going to figure out what kind of line patterns I'd like to do. So I do like to follow this outline edge of his beak first. And then I'm going to go in and maybe create some thin zigzags. Now, if I want a thicker line, it's a little bit harder to do with pencil. So you could just kind of remember you want that to be a thick line and leave more space. So there's the bottom part of his beak. Maybe I'm going to make a little swirl for his nostril there. And then on the top, maybe I'm going to follow his beak line. I know it's kind of hard to see, my hand is in the way. And I'm going to bring these like this, but I'm not bringing it all the way down. And I want to maybe double this line too so we can see it a little bit more. And I'm going to double right here and make this my line weight thicker there so it stands out more. Then I'm going to go in maybe to his wing here, and I want to do something so that this wing stands out from this wing. So maybe here I follow his wing shape as well and create these curvy cloud type lines. I want you to be methodical on your design. You're really thinking about what you want to place inside there to create an interesting effect so that if you were to display this in a gallery, it's eye-catching and you want people to stop and look at it. So there's this wing, and then this wing, maybe I'm going to do something different, and maybe I want to do something so that it shows a lot of sections. So here maybe I just do diagonal lines, but then my diagonal lines shift in the direction that they go. So then you can see the wings standing out from one another. Eventually then I would finish all of my designs and it would look like this. Once you have this completed, you are going to turn this design in to Schoology. And wait for feedback from your teacher. And then once you have your feedback, you would then go back over these lines with marker. And that would be your final product. I will show you a demonstration short video on how I would incorporate those marker lines in your next day's folder.